Hello, everybody. Well, here we are again, talking about energy and the aura and everything else. I want to speak about counting our blessings and how that energetically affects the aura. It's very important. Our life changes all the time, by day, and month by month, and year by year. Sometimes it's really good, everything is going really well, and other times things are going really badly. If you can always realize that by counting your blessings, you're actually helping your aura, I think you'll maybe do it more often. When we count our blessings, we are actually focusing on the positive. We are looking at the things that are good in our life while everything else is raining and putting our energy there, and it changes the vibration of our aura. For example, if we are in a negative space and we think positively and focus on positive things, we are bringing into our aura the vibration of positivity, which is a higher vibration, and that's going to actually help our well-being. However, if we're in a negative space and we think only of negative things, we're going to actually go down and the vibration will go down. When your vibration goes down in your aura, you're more likely to get sick. You might only get migraines and backaches, but eventually you can get very, very ill. That's why when someone dies in your life or someone's life, and then within a year to 18 months, the person who's left behind will start getting sick. It's because the negativity of that experience, which was not anyone's fault, it's just how it went. That negativity, though, has now made you feel and think in that negative way, and your aura responds by the vibration goes down, and you're not functioning as well. Counting your blessings is easy. I feel that some people can find positivity in a negative space, and other people can find negativity in a positive space. That's the difference between being a negative and a positive thinking and feeling person. The negative people always find something negative. Even when it's going well, they'll pick on the corner that's not quite right. The positive person will always find something good, even though it might be quite a disaster. They'll find something good, like, oh, gee, this cake tastes nice, or gee, the weather's good today, or that was a great TV program. It doesn't really matter. The things might be quite insignificant, but it's the feeling that you have towards it, that you're finding some positivity in a very difficult time. The way to count your blessings is simple. You focus on what's good. This does not mean that you deny or avoid what's going on. This isn't avoidance. This is knowing that it's very bad right now, or knowing that it's very difficult, but you choose also to focus on what is good. So you don't lose sight of that. That's the most important. You don't lose sight of what is good. For example, say if you're having trouble in one of your major relationships, instead of completely focusing on that major relationship and feeling very negative around it, and then that vibration affecting you, you can feel that way. But what you do is you focus on all the other good relationships you have and almost self-nourish, self-nurture yourself and energetically feed your aura. So you focus on good relationships you have with your other family members or friends or work colleagues. You focus on your health, that's good. Maybe your work is going well. That doesn't really matter what the other things are. It's just that you need to put your focus there. Because when you put your focus there and you think in that positive way, the vibration of your aura goes up. And the feeling of when you think that way goes up. If you're outside and you see some birds and they're really beautiful and doing something, and you focus on that and take that in, that will actually change your aura, because you're like, oh, isn't that beautiful? Oh, look at that. Maybe you see a little bird feeding a baby bird and you're in awe of it and looking at it. In those moments, you're feeding your aura energetically because you're focusing on something beautiful. A good thing to do is to keep a gratitude diary, when you write down maybe every day or whenever you feel like it, all the things that you're grateful for. And they can be as simple as being able to have hot water and have a hot bath, living in a safe place, having a house, having enough food. It can be pretty basic stuff that we just take for granted. Being able to walk, being able to see, being able to hear properly, not feeling sick. These are huge things on a daily level that we just take for granted unless we begin to lose them. When we do the gratitude diary, or we make the list in our head and do the count them, then we start to realize how lucky we are. We feel uplifted and energized, and there's more light in our aura. Another thing you can do at night is just count on your fingers all the things that are your blessings. You can do it in your head before you go to sleep, or when you wake up, and count them, or in the shower, just count all your blessings and focus on that, because what we're talking about today is really focusing on the positive and dealing with the negative, rather than focusing on the negative and not acknowledging the positive. Because even within all the terrible things that are happening to people around, there are still positive and nice things energetically able to feed their soul. Your soul is what we're talking about, your vibration. The human, of course, will enjoy eating that piece of cake or sitting out and watching a beautiful sunset. But the soul is actually fed by those particular things, and the vibration of the soul is fed by those things. When life's tough, it's very hard to deal with, and there can also be a little bit of guilt, I suppose you'd call it, when if someone's dying, you're dealing with that, or there's some very bad thing happening in your life, that you can feel that you shouldn't be happy about other things. But energetically, it's a good thing to do. To be grateful for some of the good things that are happening, and to find some laughter and find some fun even when things aren't going that well. So if you've got to go and visit someone in hospital and it's a pretty tragic situation, you can take balloons in, flowers, and make some jokes and get them a funny card, and maybe find something to send them on YouTube that makes them laugh. Because when we laugh, our aura vibrates up higher. Laughing is very good for you because it's vibrationally nourishing and nurtures you. When I was a little girl, I always remember at night I'd go to bed, and I actually remember counting on my fingers all the good things of the day. I must have just known how to do that, living in the house I lived in, and I'm sure that fed me energetically and helped me survive, basically, the life that I had, because as a child I couldn't leave home yet. I'm sure there's other children who learnt that actual technique of counting or being grateful or putting their focus there. Our life is all about our focus, where we put our focus, without ignoring or not dealing with things. You still will have to deal with all the crap. There's no way out of it, and you have to sometimes go through the tunnel of darkness to get to the light. But even in the tunnel of darkness, you can light some candles of happiness, of good things that are happening and that you're grateful for. There are many people struggling down here. Earth is a very difficult place to live in, I think, in comparison to other dimensions that we may have been in, and even some other lives perhaps that we had that as a human were happier than perhaps the one we chose this life for our lessons. Yet I still feel that we can find happiness and small happinesses even within all the terrible things that are maybe surrounding you at the time. Use the counting of the blessings. Get a journal if you're a person who likes to write, and do some visualizations too, where you almost look and you can put these things that you're grateful for on a visualization board and have them in your bedroom or on your fridge to be grateful. When you learn how to do this and be actually really conscious of doing it, if you're a parent, it's a very good thing to teach your children as well, that life will deal them some probably hard cards, but that you can still be grateful and see what you do have, and do be happy for what you do have. Because even within our lives, there will be ebbs and flows. And so in the happy times when we do this, it's even happier because we've counted our blessings and our life is going really well. And so our well-being energetically is strong and big. And during the very difficult times in our life that we all will probably have some, then we do this and we now are energetically stronger, because this will make you stronger. Your energy will be stronger, your ability to cope will be stronger, because it fortifies the mind and it fortifies the aura. So we're strengthening our mind and we're strengthening our aura by counting our blessings, by focusing on what is good. I've used this technique and it's helped me enormously to get through things. because you have to decide how you're going to live your life. And I've found that negative people and people who haven't really perhaps even thought about that they could do this tend to focus on the negative all the time. That's in the forefront of their mind. Their problems, the difficulties, the sickness, whatever it is that's in the forefront, they could actually be putting positive things in the forefront of their mind as well. And that will give balance. And that's the other thing. Negative people don't have balance in their life. They just talking about the negative all the time, which brings their aura down and muddies it and makes them quite toxic to actually be with. Positive people and people who count their blessings have a different aura. It's much lighter. It's full with positive thoughts and emotions. And yet they might be going through a really difficult time, but they have a strength and a positivity about it because they're vibrating high and they're full of light. And also don't forget to pray to your God and to your angels for help. I hope this helps you. It's helped me enormously in my life. And I found that it's a little bit of a salvation energetically to keep my aura strong and to stop me from getting too bogged down energetically by what's going on around me by focusing on the good things. I'm sending you lots of good thoughts and gratitudes for your life and my life and love and light.